just a win honor is that from South Africa. I love the colors. Hey. All right, not only is it our duty to serve you just how you like it with all the juicy stuff you want to see, it is also our duty to help you discover new stuff and new people too.
Yes, and that's what's so great about what we do here. Now, we don't just keep you entertained, we always leave you with something new and fresh.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so today isn't going to be any different. Look forward to getting the very best in entertainment and so much more on today's Nollywood Tuesday edition. Welcome to the show. Remember, you can always find us online. We're at TVC Connect with the hashtag #Splash on TVC. And in case you're wondering, this is Royal Highness and His Planets. I go by the name King OJ, but you can call me OJ.
It is what it is. That's what it is.
You didn't do this one today. All right, guys, my name is Amanda Dara, and you know that my name changes every day, but today you can call me Amanda Dara.
Okay, I was thinking, Money the Flyers. All right, you know, it's your homegirl right here. It's your girlfriend next door. It's the jewel in the crown. It's your hostess with the mostest. My name is Honeypot. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. So what do we have for you guys today? We'll kick off very soon by bringing you up to speed with today's entertainment stories. Then you find out which celebrities have birthdays today on Celebrity Birthday Shoutout, and a quick history lesson of this day in entertainment history will come up after on Rewind.
Definitely. Then on Tweetville, I will take us through all of the crazy and funny stuff happening on social media, after which we'll be joined by a guest.
Later on, we will rant away our concerns on the tweet of segment. After that, you get the entertainment news recap. Then there will be Daily Top 5. And today, we are taking a look at 5 romantic films of all time. As we begin to wind down, Amanda and OJ will bring us some movie talks on movies, other movies. Then we will call it a wrap with Where Are They Now? This party are started already, ladies and gentlemen. Stay close by. We will be back shortly.
What? Tell them.
Sing for me, girl.
Yemi, you know, I have huge love for Yemi, and I think here she can pop veins and haters will stop yarning nonsense.
Well, I mean,
of nonsense.
it's good that they were yarning that stuff, because now we heard her sing. And I miss
never
that.
forget that picture.
She'll never do that.
But you know that I have always believed in Yemi. I know that Yemi can sing. Matter what you say about Yemi, I know that she is rooted.
She can sing.
Yeah, she knows her onions. All right, now, guys, let's get into the entertainment news. I think we should start with this very happy one, and that is singer Aramide has been delivered of a baby. Apparently, it was last year. That was December the 26th, but she just brought the news to us, and we are so happy about it. Yes, the baby's name, Angela Olua Ali, and she said that's the best gift of the decade. And well, congratulations.
I mean, I love the fact that she kept it private and she's revealing it at the time. And she didn't even show the baby's face even now. She just showed like the back of the baby.
Yes.
And I mean, that's fine. Congratulations to her.
but why do people do that then, though?
I mean, different people, different reasons. One is privacy. You don't want people seeing the face of your child. Sometimes it's also superstition. So whatever rocks your boat.
Africa.
Whatever rocks your boat.
Yes.
All right, guys. So let's get to the second one. Black Bones calls out absentee dad. Self-acclaimed best rapper in Africa, Black Bones, has taken to Twitter to call out his father, who is absent and was not a part of his life growing up. The Chocolate City rapper shared a text message his father sent, stating that his father has only reached out to him now that he has attained some level of fame. He wrote, "My dad that ran to another country when I was born, didn't ever see him till I was a teenager. He's talking to me about disrespect. When I finished uni and came to Lagos, I asked for his help. Man left me unread. Fast forward to 2 years of not talking, he sent this life." He continued, "Last Christmas, he didn't feel disrespected that we didn't talk Christmas, New Year, but now I'm good. He popping up talking about disrespect." SMH, guys, what do you think about this?
I think it's 2020. People need to take their family issues off social media. Yes, your dad had not been there for you, but I don't see any reason why you're on social media sharing the text message your dad sent to you, all because what? Because you are popping and your dad is trying to reach out to you. What do you want people on social media to say? Can people just stop this behavior?
Well, I mean,
you have family members, people who can sort your issue out of social media. Okay, so now you've put it up. So we are supposed to sit down on your Twitter page and say, oh, Black Bones, you forgive your dad. Oh, Black Bones, don't forgive your dad. Why are you looking for people's validation?
Very valid points. But you see, I think Twitter, that's what it's about right now. Twitter is especially Twitter, is a place where people just air their thoughts, say so many private things, and people have a lot of, for the retweets and for the conversation starting and all of that. But at the same time, people deal in different ways. You can't really take away from the fact that some people like to express themselves when they are hurting. Some people are not good with keeping it inside of them. So maybe this is his own way of dealing, because you can't really take away the fact that, okay, he had this experience and this is his own way of sharing. We don't really have, we have therapists, but it's not really known to air your issues to a therapist. So most people right now on social media, on Twitter, are using Twitter as a way of airing all their problems, all their frustrations, which is not necessarily a good thing. So I like that angle.
So your points are valid. And as you said, that some people just take that avenue, especially on Twitter. So I would say that perhaps because he never got emotionally attached to the dad, because I think some people, when they don't grow with certain people and they're not attached, they can just go all about talking about that person in public. Well, it depends. Different strokes for different folks. But then at the end of the day, I understand what you're saying. That so what are we supposed to do about it? Especially when you have, brought your dirty linen
to the public.
We're supposed to now sit and be retweeting Black Bones, don't do this, don't do that. I think, I don't know, man. 2020, people should stop all of this thing.
2020. But guess what? By February, we'll stop saying 2020, right?
No, I won't stop.
Because
it's still 2020.
When it's a new year, we always say 2020. It's a new year. We should stop. But maybe
like Aki Alabi said, I'm thinking about 2021 right now.
Wow.
Motivation.
Nice one. But what I would say to add to what you're saying is that in this year, I feel like if you have problems, actually go to somebody that can help you. A counselor, maybe a pastor, maybe a therapist to talk about your problems. Social media is not the place to talk about
it. Like you even said a therapist and a counselor. Because there are some people you should not share your problems with people. No. I'm just saying. Okay.
Not that boy in Lekki and the one in Aja in Agege deliberating on your matter on Twitter.
Oh, wow. All right, take note of that. Now, moving on to our next story. If you want to make money, don't do gospel music, says Frank Edwards. Nigerian gospel musician Frank Edwards has stated that gospel music is not a profitable business, and anyone who goes into it for the money might end up getting very disappointed. Now, he made this known in a recent interview with Punch newspaper, where he was asked why gospel artists are rarely used as brand ambassadors or influencers. Now, he said, and I'm quoting, "The gospel ministry is totally different from the secular industry, even though you might say that there is a business side of it, which makes it very similar. But in gospel music industry, the business aspect of it is never the focus. I tell people that if you want to make money, don't do gospel music. You would have a lot of issues." Now, he ended by saying, and I'm quoting, "The companies are looking for numbers, and they would give the brand ambassadorship to whom everybody loves their music, and if the companies give it to gospel singers like me, people who don't listen to gospel will probably not pay attention. Although I'm a brand ambassador, it is not everything that one must do as a gospel artist. Now, when you are not getting endorsements, think of how many souls that your music has healed, and that is your reward."
Amen.
So your reward is in heaven.
Wow.
What do we think about this?
It's a very heavy one, and I know that he is speaking from experience, of course, as we have seen. So it's especially when you're putting in a lot of work and you see that endorsements are not coming towards you, and they have their different reasons. So we've talked about this before. In fact, if you're going to take it away from the gospel world into the world, you know how we talk about how some people are very brilliant and they're not popping, but then you see some people, they're just streetwise, they're not as brilliant, but then they are the ones making all the money. They are the ones, when they look for a job, they're looking at how many followers do you have on Instagram, on Twitter, and all of this. So it could be very, very painful, especially with the fact that, it boils down to your temperament and the type of music you do, again, gospel. And he says that, he justified it. He said, people who don't even listen to gospel, when they give him the brand ambassador, real thing, and at the end of the day, they can't relate because they don't, listen to them. So it justifies the reason they would not even give a gospel artist. Then, do you think this happens in other climes?
To be honest, I don't agree with him. I actually don't agree with him. Maybe in Nigeria, there's still that mentality that, oh, as a gospel musician or artist, this is for the Lord. But, you know, in other climes, I have a friend who plays the piano in his church in Texas, and he's getting paid a very nice paycheck. I don't believe that because you're in the gospel industry, you cannot convert. And maybe you are targeting the wrong brands. Obviously, some alcoholic brands, some types of brands will not be able to work with you based on your belief systems. But there's so many other types of brands that you can tap into. There are many family brands that you can tap into. Maybe you are not taking your PR game strongly. Maybe you as a gospel artist feel like, oh, I don't need to post, or I don't need to put myself out there. The Lord will do everything for me. And maybe that's where the challenge is coming in from. That's my own opinion.
Gospel artists, they are cashing out and making money.
We talked about Titanic the other day.
Yes, I can actually tell that one of the highest musicians with the highest streaming in Nigeria as last year was actually a gospel artist.
Yes.
And
so
that's
I don't agree with him.
That's a lot of money.
Who's that again?
Please leave me alone.
Tell us now.
Please leave me alone. So gospel artists, they are making money. I just feel it's that mentality of, you are not supposed to be collecting money when they invite you to social place. You know, you are going to minister, and it's affecting the way they charge and bill people. So, anyways, let's move on to the next story. Cardi B wants to get into politics. Yes, American rapper Cardi B is in the news again, and this time she's announced that she intends going back to school to get a degree and venture into politics. She revealed the plans that will lead to her to contest for Congress via Twitter, and she tweeted, and I quote, "I think I want to be a politician. I really love government, even though I don't agree with government." She continued, and I quote, "I don't feel like if I go back to school and focus up, I can be part of Congress. I bleep have so much ideas that can make sense. I just need a couple of years of school and I can shake the table." Cardi B as a politician, who is ready for this, and what would this actually look like?
So I read the comments.
Cardi B in the White House.
I read a lot of comments, and I think the first comments I read was somebody saying that bleep that you said was a vulgar word, and said that, oh, really? Look at you, like, you know, by their fruits you shall know them. Like,
doesn't the current photos, doesn't he curse?
No, well, the person was saying that you, Cardi B, as you said that you have, and what she used, it's dead, blanket to blank. And so the person was saying that, so are your ideas dead?
No, I don't agree with that person. You see, if Kim Kardashian can, you know, come forth and say she wants to be a lawyer, and she actually has done a lot of things in step towards that direction with the prison reform program, I feel like anybody can do anything they want if they focus on it.
What if Kim hears what you're saying and she says, so now you're comparing me to Cardi B?
No.
No, I do not think Kim was going to do that. Because when Kim also came out to say she was going to be a lawyer, Mr. OJ will not let us race from the pole to the
You'll be surprised that some people will still think highly of themselves than some people. So say, me, Kim.
It will shock people. I saw a clip of D.L. Hughley, the comedian. He said it will shock everybody that if Cardi B actually takes this serious, people will actually vote for Cardi B.
Yes.
Looking at her fan base.
Because she even
for Kanye West.
Even with the issue.
Kanye is taking his time.
Even with the issues in America, she's very vocal about issues. A lot of times she's there on her Instagram, on her Twitter, talking about things that a lot of celebrities are not talking about. And she doesn't even, she doesn't sugarcoat it. She says it the way it is. So maybe she needs to be a bit polished.
Hold on. Rihanna talks about Trump too, and people don't come to Rihanna like this.
And because Rihanna doesn't want to go into politics, now Cardi B is saying, I will go back to school.
And then Rihanna does not have the same background with Cardi B. You can't take away the fact that she's coming from that type of background. So there's always going to be that stereotype, that
I'm
way
just saying
of
she's a singer.
Quick one. So Cardi B is not coming to Nigeria again.
Why did you say
Why did you say that?
She said she was coming before now.
When she comes, she'll
now she wants to be their president, or she should be our president.
Oh, who is this guy?
Cardi B as Nigerian president. Sorry, I'm done.
We're done with entertainment news. I can't believe I was really paying attention to OJ. Mistake! All right, guys, that's all that we have for you on entertainment news. It is now time for Celebrity Birthday Shout Out! Yes, celebrity today are the following people: Nigerian music producer, songwriter, and musician Gospel on the Beat turns 33 today, guys.
Gospel on the Beat.
Happy birthday, Gospel on the Beat.
Happy birthday to him.
Yeah, then he formed the alternative sound, and I love what they are doing with live music right now.
Yeah.
They are playing live music. Then there's the the drums and everything. Then there's still the keyboard, making it sound extraordinary, different from what we used to hear before.
I love, I always love these things when people go the extra mile, when they have a band. Yeah. I love it.
It always sounds very different.
Congratulations.
Well done. Happy birthday to him. We also have Nigerian actress Ireti Osayemi, and she's turning 38 today.
I can't believe her age.
What?
She looks old. I don't know.
But she looks older.
I don't know, but she looks good.
She looks really good.
Yeah, she's so
Happy
beautiful.
Birthday to
I was even
her.
still asking after her today, or like I was talking to somebody about her today. I was asking about her, not after. So I was saying that, it's been a while I saw her acting all that. Yeah.
She probably has other things she's doing. We also have American actor, director, and producer Jason Bateman, who is turning 51 today. Now, he has had an incredible film and TV career, and whether it's comedy, drama, or romance, you'll find him killing that role. You might remember him from films like Hancock, Couples Retreat, and Zootopia, amongst many others. I mean,
in Hancock with Will Smith, it was just a mess.
So now I see that you just saw his face and you started laughing.
I just started laughing. I like him when
he doesn't give off that vibe until you actually start watching. Even his character in Zootopia was a very hilarious character. I love him, and I think he's one person that he's superb. Even with his age, he's still very energetic and all of that. All right, but speaking on incredible careers, American rapper, record producer, actor, author, and entrepreneur LL Cool J.
Ladies love Cool James. 52.
52 today. What? Can you believe it?
He has been around since forever.
Yes, 52. And I still watch him. He's a great actor, NCIS. I watch every now and then. Incredible.
People like him make me hopeful about the industry. You know, the industry, they say, has like a time span.
Yes, time span.
It makes me feel like you can actually do this for a long time. You don't have to
So I
retire
think that it's only in Nigeria that they make it look like it has a lifespan. You know, you watch other people, entertainers, people who are broadcasters, and they are strictly entertainers, Wendy Williams and all that. And, you know, they are old. But I think it's only in Nigeria. We have to erase it.
That's true. Happy birthday to him. And we also have Nigerian singer, songwriter, photographer, and philanthropist T.Y. Bello, turning 42 today. T.Y. Bello, an amazing woman.
Yes.
A talented singer.
Yes.
A talented
the
photographer.
The land is green.
What?
Is green.
I think I want her to sing more again.
Come back
I know she still drops once in a while, but I wish she's
the last time was with Tokwelabi.
Instant worship.
And it was so powerful.
Yes.
What?
Powerful.
Happy birthday to her. We love you, and happy birthday to everyone out there that is celebrating. We're sending you peace, love, light, happiness, and we're praying for the best for you in 2020.
Amen.
All right.
Like a lot of people celebrating today. Now Rewind is next. So want to know what happened on this day in entertainment history? Watch this.
Now let's rewind. On this day in 1966, David Bowie released his first single, Can't Help Thinking About Me. Also on this day in 1973, Aloha from Hawaii, an Elvis Presley concert, became the most watched broadcast by an individual entertainer. Finally, on this day in 2001, Jennifer Lopez scored her first UK #1 single with Love Don't Cost a Thing. And that's it on Rewind.
Fantastic one. Jennifer Lopez still looking banging.
With the body.
What? I still saw a picture of her this morning preparing for Oscars, and she looks exactly the way she looked like in 2001.
Who insures their body parts?
I don't know.
Insures are rare.
That is the Latino body right there.
Yes.
Oh, tell them.
And that's the reason I'm insuring a part of my body. Now, don't ask me. Let's get to Tweetville.
No, we're going to ask you.
No,
though,
you're not going to
because
ask me.
Tweetville has started.
Hey,
and this is where
God,
we bring you all of the savagery, humor, and crazy moments on social media and also here.
Wow.
So, honey pot, which part is that?
Okay, so every part of my body is banging, but there is a particular one. So can we just...
Well, I'm just going to move on because this is like a feminine thing now.
All right.
So this is from Spiritual World, and it says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you have 3,896 items in the grocery line and somebody is behind you with just a carton of milk and a pack of string cheese, let them go first.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
You know, some of these people, they carry this thing on their head.
I agree.
This line.
Like, wait for your turn.
This
Wait for your turn.
Wait for your turn.
But see, I'm not saying that you should jump queue, but I am saying here that so many times I think this way, like just let them go. But then I now think again, what if we have like 100 of them with like 2 items, and then you let them go, like you're going to sleep there.
You let the immediate one
go.
Just
exactly.
Because sometimes I'm just looking at the queue and you know that.
I think in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, I think you just need to remove the sentiment out of. If you let the person go, nothing has removed from your body. You are not less of a person. You are not less. Because the way some people take it personal.
You know what happened to me the other time? So I didn't know that there was a queue. Like, you know how maybe there are two, but I didn't know just because I wanted to return something and quickly. So I just went there. I wasn't looking. So this woman was just saying something directly to me. She wasn't talking to me, but she was saying, oh, and I said, no, she can't pay. She can't. Then I looked and said, madam, you have to go back. So I looked and said, I didn't know. I think you should have told me politely. I wouldn't even have done that in the first place.
Wow.
Are you sure you
all right, you guys.
No.
Let's not bring this attitude to 2020. Moving on to more tweets. This one is from Diva, and it says, African Magic Yoruba film says, Huba. So somebody is watching a Yoruba film, right? And obviously there's subtitles. And it's like, you are very funny. Something about the Huba.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I first saw this thing, I was actually completely lost. Because I thought it was saying maybe hobby or something. But it's actually a, you know,
to take the cab.
A taxi company they're referring to. So if you know,
I think that I should come in here. So I think that a lot of people think that, oh, your own is too much, you're correcting their English. They don't know that some things actually sound different too, especially the owners of the language. When they hear stuff, they can't understand what you're saying. And I think that once you know, you should go the extra mile of, you know, we can have barriers. Can we working on yourself? There is a particular person that is so prominent.
But this is somebody's job. This is somebody's job.
This is subtitle that they put HUBA.
Exactly. So if you are doing subtitles, that means you are basically translating
how you speak.
You understand another language, so you don't have any excuse
to commit error.
To be committing that kind of error.
Loki.
Especially my Yoruba people.
Loki. That's why I like watching these Yoruba movies.
Yeah, just using them to catch cruise.
Their translation.
Well, I think they're
epic.
improving. I think they're improving.
Yeah.
I think they're improving.
I'll show you a new one. I used to save them. I used to snap them and save them. I got you.
Moving on to another tweet. And so this is a picture of this famous art painting, and somebody is scribing something there, and then someone is peeping. But this is Nigeria, and this is Ghana. And they said when they were writing the national jollof rice recipes, so that's Nigeria. They're being very studious, you know, and that's Ghana copying. So. I mean, are we going to start this war again?
Yes.
I do not see any difference.
So I visited Ghana and I tasted the jollof. In fact, I purposely went for jollof rice, you know, and I wanted to know what the difference is. In fact, I put stuff on and I said, I can't actually, there is no, the one that killed me was another African country that somebody just put on one random stuff and said, you people are talking about Nigerian jollof rice and Ghana jollof rice, just keep quiet. Have you tasted? The person people went for this person. They said, "What's this?"
The Senegal's one is like epic. I really want to taste that one because they said that's where it all came from.
Oh yeah, I actually heard that it's not just from Nigeria.
Yeah, so they always look at us fighting like we started this.
Depends on your taste.
But Nigerian jollof rice, though, are you sure they get that burnt aroma, that flavor?
Thing is that it's not bad.
Did they have that leaf
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that question.
Thanks so much for this question. So the thing is that even in Nigeria, jollof rice is relative. Some people they cook concoction. They will tell you it's jollof rice. There is jollof and there is jollof. The one that you cook with firewood and then you will now have
that is the real one. You're salivating already. Let's just move on. All right. So women will call you baby and still ask for money. Do babies have money?
Please let me ask them.
So you see, the thing is that
I beg, baby.
How do I
please give me 5K.
How do I do
Google Gaga.
So I know where some people are actually coming from.
Because I'm on this table. So
do you know that I've seen some African men who don't like to be called baby? Like, it's so offensive to them. They want other pet names, but they don't want baby.
Like baby.
Say, no, you can't call me. So maybe this person is one of them.
What's the difference between baby and bae and boo? The same thing.
See.
It's the same thing.
Me, I'm here. Call me anyone.
Don't ask me money.
But don't do
Have you paid Arike and Amanda?
Hey! Wait, talking about that, yesterday he dared us and we did it. We removed our wigs yesterday. So OJ,
But I'm still not
lunch
impressed.
on you today. I don't understand. What do you want again?
Let's just move on.
All right, this is from Consigle and he says, Ondubisi is the most confused name in Nigeria. Are you Igbo or Yoruba?
Wait, now it's Igbo now.
I think Ndubisi is Igbo. I think what's confusing them is the BC inside of it. And there's some names like that.
And there is a way you spell it. You know when people say, they say Undubusi. But guess what? So when you see the spelling, it's quite different. You can't actually spell it like Undubusi. It's Undubuisi, like the spelling. Do you understand?
There's some names like that you're not really sure whether it is Yoruba or Igbo. Yes.
So because of the BC there, people are now thinking it's Yoruba.
They think it's like a full name and then it now has BC. Maybe you can call the person BC.
No, do not call any Igbo person that is in the BC. That is not his name.
Like for instance now, my name Dara, some people think is Igbo. Because there are some things that they say something Dara.
Yeah.
So that it's just like about the intonations and about how you're exactly else. I don't know, is that a name?
Chidera.
And they all look at you. They don't know that you have Yoruba something. Okay.
Yoruba what?
That's it on Tweetview.
I won't say.
Honey, but you want to tell us what you're insuring again?
Okay.
Do you want me to tell them the Yoruba something that you have again?
Look at this.
That's all I have for you guys.
Thank you very much, Amanda. All right, guys, we'll be back shortly with our guest for today, so stay here with us.
This still is Splash, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, don't even get it twisted. Our guest is a Nollywood actress, lawyer, business owner, philanthropist, and an absolute stunner, I must say. Her name is Sandra Okunzuwa.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Sandra.
You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you, and you look good too, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Just.
Oh, sorry, you two look handsome.
Welcome to the show. First of all, I think I have to just ask you, how are you a lawyer, actor, philanthropist, everything, business owner as well, in one? How do you do that?
Okay, by profession, I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
I went to University of Benin, went to Nigerian Law School, Abuja. I got called in Abuja. Then I practiced for about,
you practiced?
Yeah, for a year, 5 months before I stopped. Then it's just that I've been passionate about acting. For me, it has always been the movie business. From there, I decided to go into the entertainment industry. And that was how I started. But, you know one thing with the entertainment now, you have to have something you're doing on the side. So I started this hair business and all that. Then for the philanthropist, that's just a personal thing that I do for charity.
Wow.
Okay, because I went through your profile, I went through your page, your Instagram page, and I went like the very first one. I saw that you wore a wig, and it was like you were in year one in the uni.
No, that was a funny picture.
And all that. So I saw that you were actually passionate about that too, because I thought that. So when you got into school, you were so fascinated about the wig and all of
It's just that in school, they used to like any hair I wear. Everybody wants to have it. They're like, oh, Sandra, who made this hair for you? Where did you get this hair from?
I'm actually even talking about the wig, the lawyer's wig.
Okay, the lawyer's wig.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, I would have thought, I would like you to tell us, after doing like entertainment for a while, are you still going to go back to?
To be honest, I will.
You will?
Yeah.
When would you do that?
Maybe after some time, I'll go do my master's. Then I will just focus more on maritime law. Then I can then practice on that.
So why exactly are you focusing on acting right now if you're still going back to law?
Okay, the thing is, I want to live a fulfilled life. I don't want the kind of life that later on I'll start regretting that there are some things in me that I didn't get to do. So I'm like, okay, because as a kid, everybody knew that Sandra likes to act. I used to talk to myself. I used to play with my peer groups, and we act movies together, even down to my secondary school and all. So I'm like, okay, if I have this thing in me, I think I should just do it and excel in it.
Okay, I'm being curious right now. For somebody that was practicing law and all of a sudden you just switched to Nollywood, how did that happen for you? Did you go for an audition, or did one director just call you and say, you fit into this character, so that we'll know what to do when we want to switch careers?
Okay, so from law school, after writing my law school exams, I came across this Royal Art Academy that they were admitting students and all that. So I'm like, okay, while waiting for my results to be out, I can actually just attend this, because I didn't really know I've not really gone for any movie school or anything. I just wanted to like, okay, let me see how it is. All I know is law, and just the personal talents that I have. So I decided to say, okay, let me attend and all that. So I think there was a time that the lady MME song said we should do like a monologue and some other things for them. And then I did my own. But I didn't really have the time to really showcase everything that I have because I was busy going back for clearance. So I came back again. I went to her office and I told her, Ma, I'm your student and all that. So she was like, okay, that she wants to try me out on this one. And she was the one that gave me my first lead. So that was how I started, from referrals, people saying, oh, you're beautiful, you can do this and all that. Wow. That was how I started. I still go for auditions though, even if it's frustrating.
Underline, you're beautiful. That one caught my fancy. So what if they don't find you beautiful and you really know the craft? Do you think you would have gone a long way?
Okay, being beautiful as an actor is not the only thing. You have to know your craft. You have to know what you're doing. So sometimes I get to like let the director or the casting producers, they should know that it's not all about the physical beauty, but what I have here and what I can do. But sometimes I'm opportune to get the role, sometimes I'm not. So the thing is, I just go home with the whole thought that I gave it my best.
That's nice. I know you mentioned something earlier about being fulfilled. You don't want to feel like you hadn't fulfilled some stuff, which is why you go back into law. You know, I'm just a bit confused because most times when people are following their passions, they are like, okay, I had this talent in acting, I'm going to stick to it. So is it that you're saying you're not going to be completely fulfilled if you're just an actress? Or are you saying this is like a phase? Is it a thing that you're doing for a phase in your life?
Okay, I think I have short-term goals, I have long-term goals, right? So my short-term goals is, acting is also part of it. But I'm going to go, I'm going to go into producing.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So producing is going to be like a long-term goal for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
In acting.
Yes. So for the law aspect of it, I can be a lawyer. The only thing that we don't approve of is when you are acting and at the same time you are coming to court.
Yes.
That's what I'm wondering, like how are you going to merge?
No, I don't have to be in the litigation field.
Oh, I see.
Going to court all the time. But I can actually stick to the administrative part of it.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
How has acting been for you so far, looking at how far you've started? How has it been for you? The good sides and, of course, the bad sides.
Okay, which one should I start with?
The good one first.
The good one first. Yeah. Okay. For the good one, I like it when people call me and then I saw your movie and I want you to be in this production and your movie inspired me.
Oh,
and
that's so sweet.
I'm like, oh, they start asking me for advice. How did you get into the industry? How did you manage to switch from being angry to the happy, this and all that? I like the fact that some people think that I inspire them or they feel like I inspire them through my movies. But the sad part is that I used to feel a bit less of myself when I go for auditions and I don't get picked, to be honest. Especially when I'll be like, oh, I'm just giving them. You understand? I'm just killing them, doing this one. But at the end of the day, they'll be like, oh, we'll get back to you.
Ouch.
So when I get home, I'm like, and then maybe I now watch the movie and I see the person that the people they cast, I'll be like, but I know that I can do better than this and all that. But I don't know.
So what keeps you going at that point? Like if somebody can actually learn from that, so what keeps you going? What do you tell yourself?
What I tell myself is that what is for me will always come to me.
Love that.
So I just feel like maybe that wasn't for me. Maybe something better will come. So I can't just give up now because I lost then. What if I now decide to give up and then the better things ahead of me, I won't get to achieve it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Perhaps you didn't fit into the role they were looking for.
Exactly. That was what one lady told me because I used to cry a lot too. It was that. I'm sorry. So the lady was like, okay, maybe your size, maybe your look, maybe it's not that particular look they're looking for. So it's not all about acting, it's all about physical characteristics and all that. I'm like, okay, I'll manage that.
So I see that you're a happy-go-lucky lady. You like the fun, like going through I just saw that you just be taking pictures and you be asking some questions, you know, and all that. And I'm like, wow, you know, how somebody can just be free at heart and then the person is asking some random questions. Like, what are we supposed to say to this? I mean, let's talk about that very, on the lighter mode. I mean, how you do this and then you still feel good with yourself with all of the craziness going on the social media.
Okay, the thing is, I like naturally, I'm a happy person. It doesn't mean I don't have my sad times or times that I just want to be all by myself. But I just like positive energy. I just like the fact that, okay, there's too much craziness out there, so you can't just add to it. Just smile, laugh, just be happy.
I like that.
Just that small thing. I don't have the whole world. I don't have everything. Sometimes maybe I may even be broke, but just the small money I can feed, I have roof over my
Make
head.
yourself happy.
I'll be happy now.
Love that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go and check out some clip of Sandra doing her thing, acting, and of course, when we come back, we'll still have Sandra in the building. So let's go.
Here's your key.
Wiki. Wiki. Are you okay?
Maybe.
From the beginning
Yeah,
to the end.
that's like a scary movie. And I remember we
Interesting.
talking about this for movies and
Yes,
the movies.
we
A
did.
one-cast movie. And ladies and gentlemen, it was Sandra that was actually in
And
that
that is
movie.
not even your own production. Like,
Chidi Chikere.
And it was just one cast?
I'm
Just
telling
you?
just me.
Tell us about this particular movie, because I at times I wonder how only you just acting, then the chair is moving, but real life that chair is
The chair
not moving,
wasn't
but you will just be
moving.
acting, shocked. How do you people do all these things?
Okay. First of all, when I got the script, I was looking for the other. I was like, who am I talking to? Am I talking to myself or what? And then the director told me that it's just you from the beginning of the movie to the end. I was like, okay, what's going on? Then I was looking at it. He said it's a concept that he wanted to start and see if people would get to like it and all that. So while I was reading the script, I was like, okay. I think I like something like this to push me out of my comfort zone and all that, and just get to give it a try. So, but me, when I see all those things, like all these chairs moving, it's funny to me. Naturally, I'm like, these things don't happen now.
So what do you describe yourself as? A method actor, or what would you describe yourself as?
I think I'm a method actor because sometimes when I want to get into a role, I can just enter the bus and just go to those areas. I did that
to
for Rejected
study.
Stone. Yeah. I was just start entering buses. I find it very interesting. I even like it when the conductors, they argue. I'll start speaking pidgin English and be doing as if maybe I'm part of them. Because I want to learn these things. I find it very interesting. So getting into character, sometimes I can have those opportunities to do all those things. But you know the way the industry can be sometimes. They don't really give you that space to read and internalize your script very well before you get on set. So those ones, I just imagine them. And being an observant person, I can sit down here, observe everybody. So if I'm to act like a scene or a role where I have to be a presenter, I'll just look from there. I'll just see Amanda and Honeypot. I'm like, okay, I'll just copy the both of you.
Still our jobs.
No.
Just joking.
yeah, because
That's
you know, for that
fantastic.
person to have thought that
Yeah.
it's you that would
is
give
the
that
person I want.
script, and then you'd run it from the start to finish. Interesting.
Fantastic.
Wow, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much for coming
Thank
on the
you
show
so
today.
much.
We really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate
Thanks for having me.
And just like that, the first half is over, but not to worry. We will have 1 hour together. Look forward to entertainment news recap in case you missed the news earlier. Daily Top 5 movies, other movies, and where are they now? See you at the 1 o'clock hour.
Welcome back to the second half of the show. You just checked out that one by Cobham's Simi with Plenty. I mean, I like it. I love
I
the
really, really
beautiful
love.
symphony and everything.
And I love the combination.
Yeah.
Like, he chose Simi on this particular one, and I know that there must have been a reason for choosing
course.
Simi, because
Their
Simi was
sounds
saying
just
thank you
merge
the other time, was saying that she
beautifully.
loved being on that project with Cobhams. And it has a meaning, like it always comes with a meaning, saying that no be you kill Jesus, just calm down. Like with Plenty, we kill Jesus. So don't think that everything is just
wow.
focused on you.
Okay, talking about rants, it is now time to chew it off in a minute or less. Now, one of us vent on what is bothering him or her.
I'm good though.
And today, I think it falls on my table. Yeah, I mean, I've been good for a minute, and this is 2020. So
What's your problem?
So my problem doesn't have to do with me. My problem has to do with people, how we treat others. So I was at this place over the weekend, and they have valet services. So now I noticed that when the big cars, the SUVs are coming, there was a special treatment that they're getting. Ogasa, you know,
Yeah.
all of that. We are very good at doing that, yeah.
Ex-service.
And then a Camry came. And the reaction,
Don't park there, don't park there.
Go back. I was like, That I felt very terrible about that, because if I was the person, because now I now felt like I can't drive there by myself. Because if I was the person that they are sending me back like that, how am I supposed to feel about myself? Do I feel less of myself because of what I am driving? And that doesn't even make sense, because a person is driving a car does not even mean that they have money. So I don't understand where that attitude comes from. And even if you go to some places, do you know that some security men will let you go without asking you questions just because of the car that you're driving? You know, some malls, it's happening all over the place. And I feel like this is an attitude that we need to stop having. It doesn't mean anything.
So the whole essence is even defeated. So if you're checking their boots for some harmful stuff, and then you pass some people because you think that they have big cars. And it's not only with, you know, objects, with people too. When they know that your father or your mother is very popular or something, the way they treat you is will be better than the way they treat people who they don't know their parents, you know, or they don't have big names like that. And or maybe they didn't know initially, and then once they find out, they start treating you, it just changes and all that. And that's not even the only thing. I've seen my schoolmates before say that he was going to try everything to be rich. And he said because one day he went somewhere with his father and they had to be in the queue, like they were the last, and some people were, you know, jumping the queue. They were just going in because they knew people and they have, you know,
VVIP
yeah,
people.
do you understand? So he said, what sort of treatment is this? And I think we just need to do better. Human beings are human beings.
Period.
Whatever. Yeah, human beings are just human beings.
Anyways, that's my
Eye service in Nigeria. Is it going to end anytime soon?
I hope so. I really
You
hope
think
so?
so?
I don't think so.
You think so? People would always be like that
think
now.
so.
People are just.
I mean, it
funny.
doesn't even look good on you, because at the end of the day, you look like a beggar because you're just asking for money, you're sucking up. So it doesn't even do anything for your reputation. Anyways, rant aside, it is now time for a quick recap of the entertainment news. Yes.
All right, so we started with singer Aramide welcomes baby.
And of course, Black Bones calls out absentee dad.
Yeah, we told you that if you want to make money, don't do gospel music, says Frank Edwards.
And of course, we wrapped up with this one. Cardi B wants to get into politics.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that one.
We are definitely looking forward to that. Now, we're going to be talking about the epic Hollywood romantic films when we return. So if you're a romantic person, if you're mushy, stay tuned for that one.
Yes! Yes! It's time for Daily Top 5!
3, 2, 1,
So you took a second. Yes, love them or hate them. It's hard to talk about epic romantic films in Hollywood without mentioning at least 3 of these 5 films we're about to take a look at. It might interest you to know that 3 of these films are based on novels. One is based on a true story and one is based on a popular folktale. I'm sure you'll figure out which is which as we proceed to give you what you need. So let's talk about 5 romantic movies of all time. And we start with Romeo and Juliet. Okay, so, this is an American romantic crime tragedy film which and an adaptation and modernization of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet and film, which was released in 1996. All right, stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Romeo and Claire Danes as Juliet in the title roles. The story tells how Romeo crashes a party and meets Juliet despite being members of the feuding families. All right, guys, let's talk about this particular one. Very interesting one. And you know, the one that actually, you know, kills me or makes me angry about the whole thing is that these people fell in love and somehow it was after their death that the whole family now came together. Did they have to die? Like they sacrificed them for the...
I mean, I think when I think of Romeo and Juliet, I just think of how love, you know, it really lasts through the test of time. Because this is a movie, or this is a book that was written in 1597.
Yes.
Into plays, and from 1597 till 2019, 2020, it's still a very relevant storyline. We just love the idea. It's such a unique storyline that I don't even know what William Shakespeare was thinking of when he was writing
And
this
you know,
one.
even these days today, the characters are referred to as archetypical, I think, yes, right now, like in today's world. And you know how, you know, Shakespeare's works were read endorsed and then are still being read. I mean, at the
And
moment,
adapted, yes.
interested and adapted too. Interesting stuff. Interesting. I love because it was so popular in his lifetime with Hamlet, you know,
Yes,
and
yes, but I
oh,
think Romeo and
interesting.
Juliet was absolutely the
Yes,
biggest
yes,
because of the
yes.
storyline was so powerful. Everybody, and it doesn't have a happy ending, you know. So when people are saying, "You be my Romeo, I'll be your Juliet,"
So you're gonna
all right.
wonder, wait, do
the
they
beginning.
really know
It's the beginning
what?
they're talking about. So guys, you want to find out what we're talking about? Check out this clip of Romeo and Juliet. Now I remember this movie. I loved watching this one, by the way. Yes, still talking about love. Number 2 on our list is Titanic. Yes, this is an American epic romance and disaster film released in 1997. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio again as Jack and Kate Winslet as Rose. Jack and Rose, who are members of different social class, fall in love aboard the ship during its ill-fated maiden voyage. And this is a movie that I can watch over
And
Of
over.
course.
And over. And over again.
I mean, when people think of Titanic, people think of love. I mean, if you have not watched it once in your lifetime, I think something is incomplete. But what people don't realize that it's actually not based on a true life story in the sense of Jack and Rose. So yes,
They
there was
added
a
other
Titanic
spice,
ship
yeah.
that
They added
actually
other
sank
things.
and all of that. But the storyline, the romantic storyline to it wasn't actually real. So it was not, I think it's quite impressive that they were able to bring out the romance out of this film and make it something that is a total classic. What?
I love, you can say that again.
And the
I mean,
acting.
superb,
What?
superb.
The chemistry between Leonardo DiCaprio
Winslet.
and Kate. What?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I don't know what else to add to what you have said.
All right. I mean, Titanic is obviously a time classic. Now, the third movie on our list is A Cinderella Story. And we're going to check out the clip for Titanic first of all.
James
James Cameron, when he releases a film, you know that it's obviously going to be a hit. Then he takes his time. He takes 10 years off, and then he releases
Comes back
another
and
one.
give you again.
What?
So the thing is, when they take off like that, they're always working on, so they're creatives like that, like they're just so brilliant, and you don't have so many of them.
And then he
like,
brought out Avatar afterwards, and everybody
We're still
was
waiting for
like,
Avatar.
yes, yes.
It's taking its time for the next Avatar, by the way.
I can't wait.
Brilliant,
I can't wait.
brilliant.
Titanic.
Jack.
My favorite scene, Jack. And then people will be like, oh, in this modern day time, do you think that Jack would have stayed in the water?
Jack, that's it, man.
Oh, he said Jack is a man. Wow.
Things have changed, though. Well,
say-
I think there are still few good people.
That I would prefer to die and the girl is on the
I mean,
wood.
that's true love right there.
True love,
True
true
love.
love.
Sacrifice.
I
all right?
mean, what is love without sacrifice at the end of today? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Moving away from Titanic, the third movie on our list is A Cinderella Story. Now, the film released in 2004 is an American teen romantic comedy and a modernization of the classic Cinderella folklore. Now, the story tells how Sam's stepmother and stepsisters continually exploit her, and she finds respite in an online pen pal nomad and decides to meet him at their high school Halloween dance. Yes, and this is
Cinderella
also,
Story.
I love the twist to this one, because if you have watched the classic Cinderella animation,
That's one,
you
yeah,
know that there
that's
was a twist to it where I think her father died, which was still in line with the storyline, but the fact that she was online and she met this high school crush, but the fact that he was also pretending to be someone else. So they showed another
special.
angle to the Prince Charming thing.
So I went
Yeah.
the classic one. I mean, that's all I can remember, and all I can remember right now, the glass shoes.
Yes, yes, yes. But this one, they used a phone in the Cinderella story, and the ending was so beautiful. I mean, I watched it, I think, 5 times. I'm a huge romantic.
Oh,
Let's go
okay,
check out
so-
a Cinderella Story. Let's go.
Cinderella.
I am very upset about this.
You don't look upset.
It's the Botox.
Wow.
Totally.
Seen Hilary
You
Duff,
just
by the
love
way.
this. You just definitely love this.
What did you say?
Hilary Duff. I just saw her in the clip. She was
Yes,
the
I mean,
Cinderella
I
girl.
loved her in this one. She killed it. She killed a Cinderella Story, definitely.
Wow. Now let's move on. I know that you guys are like this to your TV screen, but then, I mean, that's what we do. Yes, to the next one. The Notebook is a romantic drama film released in 2004 and was an adaptation of the 1996 novel, The Notebook. The film stars Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams as a young couple who fall in love in the 1940s. Their story is narrated from the present day by an elderly man telling the tale to a fellow nursing home resident. All right, now, let's talk about this. So I don't know whether it was the book I was talking about.
What do you want to talk about? I mean, for The Notebook, there's so many things to say about. I mean, I'm your girl for anything romantic. I watched this movie and I cried because it was such a powerful storyline. And this movie won about 8 awards and had so many nominations. It won MTV Base Best Kiss because the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Rachel Adams was palpable. You could feel it, and the acting, everything, the detailing was so precise. That movie was epic, and the storyline too, and it's a true story.
It's a true story, yes. So, you know, when you were talking about the movie, I mean, I don't know whether I remember the novel itself, an ex-soldier becoming a teacher and then stumbling on a book that, you know, an ex-employee had, and then following the writings of that, and then the person now actually started falling in love with, I mean, so I'm trying to like...
So the movie was quite different. The movie was more about 2 classes falling in love because she came from a rich home and she fell in love with a guy who was way below standards, and they had this summer of love and they had to part ways. I think she had to go to school and then they reunited when she met the rich guy. And I mean, I read so many wonderful things about this movie. In fact, there was a scene by the lake where they actually had to grow the hatchlings, the birds, for that scene. And I'm like, what kind of detailing is this? Because they also started off the scenes, they started off shooting from when they were old. So he had to lose 20 pounds to shoot this movie.
So you know what I like about this particular movie? Because, you know, when people have adaptation, like from novel to,
you have to kill it.
A lot of times they don't kill it because they'll tell you that they can't bring everything from the novel into the movie. But then when you try your best and you go into the details, it's just so fantastic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go check out a clip of The Notebook.
You die.
What?
Just relax. Just trust. You need to learn how to trust.
It got me my
memories.
Probably want to fall in love.
Honestly.
Wow.
Like, why can't love be like that anymore?
It's like that. You went out on a date on Sunday. Was it like that?
No.
Things have changed, and I wonder. In fact, I got into somebody's car recently, and then they were playing all them, you know, Celine Dion. This, I'm like, where are we again? You don't get like the thing was taking me to.
Oh, you are in your feelings.
Why is it that those songs, they don't play them any longer?
Oh, so that actually got you, Abby?
Yeah.
So I think I need to play all those songs now, maybe to attract more people.
Who is this?
Wrapping up our daily top 5, number 5. This one is titled Twilight. Yes, this is an American romantic fantasy film based on Stephanie Meyer's 2008 novel of the same name. It is the first film in the Twilight saga film series, and it focuses on the development of their relationship between Bella Swan, a teenage girl, and Edward Cullen, a vampire. The movie shows the subsequent efforts of Edward and his family to keep Bella safe from vampires. Twilight stars Kristen Stewart as Bella and Robert Pattinson as Edward. Now, this was one that
Did you read the book?
No. But I watched the Twilight series.
When you watched it, what did you think?
I got tired somewhere.
What?
Yeah.
You are not normal.
Because
so
it was vampire.
No, you're not a normal
werewolf.
person. I'm
I
sorry.
love this.
The thing is that if you read the book,
Okay,
you
to
will
make
understand that the amount of passion. Now, this is, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like they didn't kill it in the movie. Reading the book.
But they tried. They were
Edward in the book was glistening. They said his skin was glistening like diamonds, and he had blue
And
eyes.
he did in the
And they
movie.
now brought this Robert
did.
Pattinson with pale skin. And I was like, no, this is not what I dreamt of. This is not what
No,
I imagined.
I am so sorry.
But like, anyways, I'm just going to give it to Twilight because the series, there are actually 5 books. There's Twilight, there's New Moon, there's Eclipse, there's Breaking Dawn.
got tired.
Fantastic. I read all of them. This was like my birthday gift. I read, and they are this thick, guys. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, you would know. But then again, I will give it to the movies because the 5 films across the years cost $385 million. And guess how much they made from the 5 films? $3.3 billion.
They cashed out.
They cashed out.
They really cashed
so
out.
I'll give it to them.
So I'll just say that once it's an adaptation again, you know, that they would always cash out. There is this
Yeah.
something. It was just like when we're talking about Lion King.
Yeah.
There is something
No matter
attached
what.
to something
About
that has been,
adaptation.
a classic thing, and people just want to watch it. They just want to know.
You guys need
whether
to check
it's
out this
horrible.
clip from Twilight. You need to.
How more white do you want your skin to be?
No, I wanted it to glisten under the sun. I mean, if you tell us something, if you tell us that she smells like shampoo, apple shampoo, let her smell like that. Let her,
Just made me remember something, but I won't say. So the thing is, I think what she's expecting when you say glistening, maybe that now has another meaning to them. But you're shining,
Yes, you're
and so maybe they
glowing.
should have used some kind of, I don't know.
Make it look like animation.
I'm not saying animation, but the effects.
have-
Maybe some effects that will make the skin just change and all that. Not like pale and white like that, and then
Please leave our Twilight alone.
Wow.
Though I stopped somewhere, but I love this particular movie.
oh, wow.
oh my God, sir. I mean,
Yes, we're done with our daily top 5. When we come back, Amanda and I will bring you the movies to look out for at the movies. So stick around. Yes,
All right,
sir.
guys, it is now time for one of my favorite segments of the show. It is time for Movies at the Movies. Of course, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, in the Hollywood industry, Dr. Dolittle is out in the cinemas now. Dr. John Dolittle lives in solitude behind the high walls of his lush manor in the 19th century England. His only companionship comes from an array of exotic animals that he speaks to on a daily basis. But when young Queen Victoria becomes gravely ill, the eccentric doctor and his furry friends embark on an epic adventure to a mythical island to find the cure. Actors include Emma Thompson, Robert Downey Jr., and Tom Holland.
Somehow, we just belong together.
Yes, I think to myself.
World. Okay. I mean, first of all, do you want to talk about the lead cast, Robert Downey from Avengers, playing this role? I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting.
Dr. Dolittle, as you know, in those days is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
So it's shocking that also, because I know Eddie Murphy had done like 3 of Dr. Dolittle. So in 2020 now, they are switching roles. And
What do you
putting-
think they did so?
I do not know, but I would definitely miss Eddie Murphy
on that
as
one.
Dr. Dolittle.
You know, I even am more interested in the fact that, you know, he's coming from a series like Avengers
Yeah.
and now playing an eccentric doctor. I'm excited about that one. But people are saying, you know, it's not really receiving such high praise. But people are saying maybe they picked him because of marketing strategies.
And it will work. And it
It'll
will work
work.
because I will want to watch what Robert Downey Jr. is doing. And Internet Movie Database is rating this 6.5 over 10. So
average.
it's something people should watch.
You know, I actually want to watch it because, I mean, speaking to animals, wow, that's a fantastic gift. Yeah.
Do you talk to your dogs?
But I understand my dogs.
Yeah.
Like when I tell them sit, they sit.
So
So we are communicating. Yeah?
And when people say that, they say, why are you talking to your dog? And the dog understand you. Yeah, they do.
I hope they're able to break even though, because they spent about $165 million on this one. So
They
I
will
hope
cash
they
out.
do.
They will cash
Yeah.
out. They will cash out.
All right.
All right, moving on to the next movie, The Informer. Yes, an ex-convict working undercover intentionally gets himself incarcerated again in order to infiltrate the mob at a maximum security prison. Actors in this movie include Ana de Armas, Joel Kinnaman, and Rosamund Pike.
I'm the hangman, and I just put a tight noose around your neck.
I'm not getting out of this.
Such a gangster movie.
I would definitely want to watch this one because it's
Yeah.
from the producers of Sicario, which I love too.
Interesting.
And the storyline of this one too, Informer going back into the prison
I
to
think
go
who
and
does that, first of all?
because your family is under threat.
But I like, you know, of course, if you're into mafia movies, you
Which
like
you
this
love.
one. If you like mobs and action and all of that. But I miss the good old days when mafia came with Italian.
The
actor,
Italians.
The Italian. You
The
know,
Spanish people.
You kill me.
I kill you too. Internet Movie Database is rating this one 6.5 over 10. So
6.5 is number for today.
yeah, 6.5 over 10. And this one, I don't know why I've been delaying to watch this one.
Because I know you have it downloaded already.
No, I will go to the movies to watch
Oh,
it.
sorry. You actually Let's just move on from that. All right, in the Bollywood industry, we have Chapak, the trials and triumphs of multi and acid attack survivor, from the investigation of the attack to the court proceedings, now the medical treatment to the emotional healing. Chapak is the story of the uncrushable human spirit. Actors include Deepika Padukone, Majyoti Sargi, and Vikrant Massey. Wow, Chapak!
Indian movies can make you just fall in love any day.
The uncrushable human spirit.
Anytime.
Wow.
Internet movie database is rating this on 4.6 over 10.
What?
Which I'm shocked about.
I'm very shocked about that too.
Because people do love.
Yeah, people do love. I do love. And I actually like, the Bollywood industry for one thing. They're able to talk about
true life stories,
human stories, and they're able to bring out that emotions. Their actors are superb. They know how to
get into
make
character, and you'll just be there. And before you know, my sister in those days, before you know, she's just are you crying?
I mean, I don't think
Indian
no
movies always get people.
Are, yeah, they get you in your feelings, but not on the romantic side. They touch your heart.
Oh shit. Is there hearts? Okay, yeah.
Yes, there is. I think it's time for us to ask Honey.
I mean, you can say that again.
Honey.
You cried too, Shay?
Very emotional. I tell you, Chapak to Informal to Dr. Dolittle. I would like to see every, and I really agree with you when it comes to Bollywood. Yes, they have a way of just doing that. I love the parts that the fact that they throw themselves into whatever thing they do. Yes. Okay.
So which one will you watch?
All of them.
All of them?
All of them.
That's interesting.
All of them. Oh my gosh. All right now. So we move on and we'll take a quick break and we will be back. Stay here with us. And that's how the songs grow on you. That's how the songs grow on you.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Wizkid effect.
It's time for Where Are They Now? Take a look to find out which actor we are talking about today.
It's time for Where Are They Now? Saint Obi. This Nollywood's first choice actor in the early 90s made waves in movies like The Final Battle and Sakobi. This Nollywood's James Bond was also popular for his action thriller roles. He had the physical qualities and don't mess with me facial expressions to complement all those roles. Some of Saint Obi's movies were Take Me to Mama, Festival of Fire, Just a Mission, State of Emergency, Final Whistle, and so many others.
Hold it there! I want all of you. I don't think so, Charles. Your history.
But with the increase in the size of the industry, his influence dwindled. Saint Obi is no longer into acting, as he's now a social media influencer and consultant. He tried starting his record label and delving into politics, but that didn't quite work out.
Now you know where Saint Obi is right now. He went into politics for a while, but it didn't work.
He sang.
And then he sang. Don't go there. No, but I think his song, we liked his song, that deal.
Now we're looking at the
and then now is a social media influencer and a consultant.
And he posted his house recently that he just built.
Interesting. So I like the fact that, when people are into a certain profession, they get to a level that they're just consulting and they're still making money. For him to have shown his house.
If you look at his journey, you see that you don't just have to stop with acting or stop with whatever you're doing in the industry. You can go into politics, you can come back into acting, you can go into singing.
Of course. I mean, life is beautiful.
You can be versatile.
Yes, life is really beautiful. Yeah. All right, we wish we could actually go on and on, but you know what happens when you're having fun? Time flies, all right? Well, we want to say a very big thank you to you, and you for watching today. We love you always, and that's the reason we're here. Thank you so much for putting food on our table.
Tell them.
All right. On behalf of King OJ, that is what it is. It is what it is.
You still haven't told us what you want to ensure, by the way.
Yeah.
From my home girl, Amanda.
Peace.
My name is Honey Pots, people.
Peace and
Perhaps
love.
I'll be telling you the next time I come on TV, but then watch the space. You want me to tell them what?
I'm so curious.
You want me to tell them that thing that you have that is
Let's
so
just be
Yoruba?
going. Thank you for watching. We love you. See you tomorrow.